girls. So today is the last nutrition lesson. It's a pretty quick one, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about dieting versus living a healthy lifestyle and just making lifestyle changes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about food guilt. So we're going to, you guys are going to learn about what to do if you have a day of just eating a bunch of unhealthy things, or if you feel really guilty after a day after eating something that you think you shouldn't have. We're going to talk about how you can get through that. So as you can see, the first slide is titled The Dangers of Dieting. So although it is, for people who have weight loss goals or lifestyle goals and they want to change up their diet, that's totally fine. But I just want you guys to be aware of the dangers of like crash dieting and those really intense diets. So my first bullet point says maintaining an overall healthy lifestyle is better than crash dieting. So studies have shown that people who change their entire lives about food are able to maintain that healthy lifestyle and that weight loss throughout their whole lives, essentially, whereas people who do like the crash diets like keto or no sugar, no dairy, they will lose weight, but they'll likely gain the weight back, at least like 30 to 65 of the percent of the weight back within a year. So that's why I'm really pushing just the lifestyle change, because a lot of these diets are just short term, and the goal is for us to be able to live healthy, fit lifestyles. So another point here is that we gain fat back faster than muscle. So when people do these crash diets and they lose a ton of weight, when they gain their weight back, it's going to be gained back in fat, not muscle. So if you want to avoid that, like if you're on a diet and you want to avoid like losing your muscle, your muscle weight, you want to make sure that you're still strength training while you're losing weight. So you want to also be exercising along with changing your diet. So short-term thinking prevents long-term lifestyle changes. So if you, say I have a vacation in 3 months, a lot of people are like, abs by May because I have a vacation or something. So that's fine if you want to, change your life and switch things up and try to eat healthier because you have a goal you're trying to reach. But a lot of people do that and then it's more short term and they lose the weight and then they go on vacation and come back and they don't continue to maintain that healthy lifestyle. So, when I say healthy lifestyle, what I mean is making sure that you're eating balanced meals, making sure you're exercising, taking care of your emotional health as well. All of these things combined create a healthy lifestyle, because it's not just all about physical health, it's about emotional health too, which obviously we talk about that all the time. So I'm on the changing your diet to accomplish your goals slide. Cindy's texting me. So don't completely remove a food group from your diet, aka sugar-free or zero carb. We need sugar and we need carb for our body to function properly. Carbs are our main source of energy. So if you're not eating any carbs, it can really do some damage to your emotional health too, because with that low energy, your mood can start to fluctuate. So it's important to still be eating carbs. Now you can substitute some of those like unhealthy carbs that we talked about. So you can substitute like lettuce for a hamburger bun, or you can do a cauliflower pizza crust. Those are all different ways to substitute those unhealthy carbs out. So like I said, we need all of our major food groups to be able to function properly. But another way to like change your lifestyle to a more healthy one is you can reduce your portion sizes. So that's a really good way to kind of manage the food that you're eating. So you can like use a smaller plate, and I talk about some of these tips. Like you can literally get like a smaller plate, and that'll like trick your brain into thinking that you're eating a lot of food, but it's really just like the correct portions on a small plate. So you want to make sure that you're reading food labels for nutrition information before you buy something. Again, like we learned on Tuesday, you want to be looking for those added sugars. You want to be looking for high cholesterol, sodium, and you want to make sure that you're eating enough fruits and vegetables. There are different ways to get fruits and vegetables. So, like I hate vegetables, but I have to eat them because I know it's healthy for me. So you can put them in a smoothie, like you can put kale in a smoothie or spinach, and it can still taste really sweet and delicious, but you're still getting your greens. Drink more water can really help with a lifestyle change. And we talked about like different ways to, like if you hate drinking water, which like I cannot relate, I love drinking water, but some people absolutely hate it and they want their soda and their Gatorade. There are ways to kind of force yourself to be able to drink water, which we talked about. So, and then just exercising along with eating healthy. I mean, a lot of dietitians will say weight loss or healthy lifestyles start in the kitchen, but you have to also be supplementing that with changes, to fit a healthy lifestyle in other aspects of your life, like exercise and emotional health. So next slide is, what if I have a cheat day? So cheat days are fine. We should be, eating the things that we love, just in moderation. If you eat small portions of the food you crave when you crave them, if you do that, then you won't binge on them later, and you won't feel guilty. So, if you're really craving chocolate, but you're like, oh my God, I can't, I'm gonna like gain all this weight and I'm gonna feel really bad after, have that chocolate, have a bite of a chocolate bar. Don't eat the whole thing, but then you'll satiate that craving. Eat the food you love in moderation, and remember that one bad meal or one bad snack won't make or break you. You're going to wake up the next day and it's going to be a new day with new goals, and you just have to remember that it's not the end of the world. So what can you do if you feel like you overate? You can drink water, you can eat again when you're hungry. You don't want to skip meals. That's so important. If you had, pizza for lunch and you're like, well, I can't eat for the rest of the day because that was so unhealthy, that's not good. You want to be eating all of your meals. You want to just make sure that they're balanced. And we did that activity on Tuesday where you had to create a balanced meal. So you want to make sure your meals are looking like that, but don't skip meals, okay? So how can diet affect your daily functioning? So I talked about protein deficiency, carb deficiency, fat deficiency, sugar, water, and vitamins. So we're going to talk about like what that might look like. So if you're not getting enough protein, you might get muscle cramps, muscle weakness, soreness, because your body needs protein for energy, and it supports other bodily functions. So when your protein levels are low, you might feel like more weak and fatigued. If you're not eating enough carbs, which are our main source of energy, you might get a drop in blood sugar because, we talked about how like carbohydrates do have sugars in them, and they do contribute to our like blood sugar. So a drop in blood sugar is called hypoglycemia. So hypoglycemia, the symptoms might be hunger, shakiness, dizziness, and fatigue. So if you're experiencing any of those things, it might just be that you're not eating enough carbs. Fat deficiency will result in like dry skin and hair, cravings, loss of menstrual cycle. So if your period is irregular, it might be have something to do with your diet, and just like always feeling hungry. So we did learn about some healthy fats. So I'm going to challenge you to try and think of what those are right now. What are some healthy fats? Did you say avocados? Avocados, nuts, those are all healthy fats. Sugar deficiency. So I think we've all, seen people be like, oh my God, I don't have enough sugar. I need something. I need to eat something. So, stress is an example of what might happen if you're not getting enough sugar, like stress, nervousness, and not just like, overall anxiety. It's going to be kind of like shakiness and just feeling off, like dizziness, headaches, feeling really hungry, changes in hormones or mood. Like if you're experiencing a random fluctuation in mood, it might just be your diet. Maybe you haven't had enough sugar or carbs that day. Water deficiency, so headaches. Whenever I get a headache, my first thought is, did I drink enough water today? You might gain water weight, which is when the body holds on to whatever water it has, and that can cause like bloating. I don't have coronavirus. My throat is just dry from talking so much. Also with water deficiency, low energy, difficulty focusing, hunger, changes in mood, dry skin. And then a vitamin deficiency. A lot of people have vitamin deficiencies, especially teenagers and kids these days, because you guys aren't getting outside enough. So you have like vitamin D deficiencies. And there are tons of supplements you can take. Like if your doctor says, you're not getting enough vitamin A, there's supplements you can take. But some of those symptoms might be fatigue, anemia, which is like a blood issue, weight loss, irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, numbness in the hands and feet. That's like more severe. But, if you're experiencing any of those things like fatigue and, irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, and you're like, what is the reason for this? You might have a vitamin deficiency which sometimes you can't help. So you can just go see a doctor and they'll tell you. So, if you're confused about anything we talked about, you can obviously pause this and go back, or you can email me and ask. But your assignment was to go to the slideshow that I attached, and and you're gonna look at all the different foods that I have on there. They're like snack foods, and you're gonna pick which one you think is the healthiest, so which one, is providing the most nutrients. So I gave instructions too on the actual assignment, but just remember to go back and look at the food label slide that I put. So, be looking for added sugars, be looking for cholesterol, sodium levels, and it should give you everything you need to be able to do it. And you're just going to comment and tell me which one you picked. So, I will see you tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.